Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are memory keeping for the week of February 5th through February the 11th in my 2024 Happy Planner. So of course, I am putting down my base, and I don't exactly remember where the washi is from. I think it was actually from Hobby Lobby. I think pretty much everything, like spread-wise, was Hobby Lobby. This is one where of course, I say this all the time. I am trying to use my stickers, and therefore, that's what this spread is. Now, um, I normally wouldn't use a washi that big without trimming it, like cutting it in half or something. Um, but I didn't really mark down a lot this week, and yeah, I didn't want it to. Well, let me take that back. I wanted to take up some real estate, so but as you can see over to the side, I have full boxes pulled, and I'm going to do them in the center, so you will see that I am going ahead and putting those down right now. Um, I just pulled a random Hobby Lobby book and decided that these would, you know, these certain boxes would go well together. There's really no rhyme or reason why I pulled them, though. They just kind of went with the theme, which apparently was Girl Boss. And you will see that in the other book that I pull. It's basically a book of like girls and illustrations and stuff like that. It kind of reminds me of like a almost like a wrong book, but it's not. It's Hobby Lobby. So, um, yeah, I am putting down the base, and there's very minimal editing to this video, simply because this spread didn't take me very long to do. Like I said, I didn't mark down a lot during the week. Kind of had an idea of what I wanted it to look like as far as like, what girls I chose and all of that. So, I did speed up the day to day just a tad bit, just simply because I put in the whole process. This whole video started out being like 25 minutes long. Um, I did edit out, like, there were some parts where it was like nothing was happening on the screen. I was just sitting. So I did try to catch those and edit those out, but I didn't do a lot of editing. Um, but yeah, once I sped up the day by day, it did bring it down quite a bit, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So I'm on the second half of the week, and of course, the only difference between the first half and the second half is the weekend banner, which I kind of wish I hadn't put a little up in the washi. I should have just bumped it down some, because it is a clear sticker, and so the black from that washi kind of bleeds through and makes it a little bit illegible, but it's okay. And of course, lost my train of thought. Of course, after I've worked out the first half of the week, the second half of the week setup actually goes a little bit quicker because I know where everything needs to go now. And so, yeah, I just kind of, put everything down, and I'm actually really proud of this spread, even though to me it looks kind of bare. But some weeks are a little more uh, bare than the others. But yeah, so I'm going to let this finish out and then I'll start with the day by day. Um, there was at least one random holiday for this year, and that was National Pizza Day. And then Thursday, the 8th, was my dad's birthday. And even though he is not with us anymore, I still like to mark his birthday. It's the same with my aunt, my mom's sister, who passed um, a few years after my dad. I still like to mark their birthdays because they were obviously my dad was very important to me, but so was my aunt. I get my middle name from her, so. But it looks like I'm about to start the day by day. So, I've got the, I'm just gonna watch the screen, but also talk about my day by day. Is that cool? I can't hear you, but I'm assuming you're saying it's cool. So, right now I'm flipping through the book to find the page that I wanted, which was this, work desk theme. I really loved these two girls, but they had somewhat the same outfit, so I do go later and pick another girl out. But the first thing I'm going to do is use down the binder clip, and I'm going to mark that there was some ridiculousness over a file that day, and if I had to guess, it was because it was a file that we could not find, and whatever attorney, and I'm pretty sure I can guess which attorney because, like I said, this is 2024, so I can't exactly remember, but he was probably throwing somewhat of a little bit of a fit. So, but I had ramen for dinner that night, and then it's so funny that I put that I was super tired and went to bed at 7 because, as we've seen from my plan with me's, I go to bed about 7 or 7:30 every night. It is very rare these days that I stay up to 8 during the week because I am tired all the time. And this, I think, was actually the beginning of that tiredness, but, um, it is what it is. But it looks like there's the second girl that I grabbed, and I'm going to go ahead and put the girls down that I want for my sidebar. And I try to, I'm obviously white, but I try to include people of color in my planner because um, I want it to be, it's a reflection of my life, but I want it to also be reflective of the world. And sometimes I think it's a little ridiculous that people of color seem to get left out. And apparently, this was a conversation that was had a few years back in the planner community, so I'm not going to get into it, but I will say that, I try very hard to include others um, in my planners. So, but going on to Tuesday, I only literally marked down two things. I got a lot done that day, and the Lacey Fletcher plea deal. And um, I'm looking up. Okay, so Lacey Fletcher was something that happened in Louisiana. So If you want to look that up, look it up, but just know that it's very, very gruesome, and I apologize. That's all I'll say. But moving on to Wednesday, I had a salad for lunch, and then I had coffee and king cake. So yeah, very Louisiana of me. Um, and obviously, as I um, go through this, I'm putting down my deco too. So I wanted this to be kind of a quick thing, but now moving on to Thursday. Um, I can't remember if Halo came out on Paramount or if I was watching it. Let's see if I marked it the week before. I did not. So, and I'm too lazy to look it up, but I also marked that it was my dad's birthday, and that was it on Thursday. On Friday, I started my period that day, and I was cramping, and it was National Pizza Day. See, I told you, I didn't mark very much. Um, so, yeah, and believe it or not, the Lacey Fletcher thing was something that I did mark down. Um, but I did not, it was not something that I sought out later to fill in gaps in my little planner, which I have done several times. Um, and then on Saturday, we had Fox's, which is a pizza place here, and I marked that my sister left and went to California. And then she was gone for about a year and 3 or 4-ish months. Yeah, while her kid was still here. But we won't get into that because that's enough. And then on Sunday it was the Super Bowl, um, and the Chiefs won, and I marked. Did you see Travis and Tay? And now I'm second guessing myself if that's the one that they won. Okay, hold on. Brief intermission for me to It was the Chiefs. Okay. I just had to double check. And is this the one where yes, it is the one where she went out on the field. Okay. So, um I marked down, did you see Travis and Taylor? Because they were so cute. I believe my mom and I watched. We were super happy that they won, but we also like gushed pretty much until, well, for weeks about just how cute they were and how much you could tell he loved her. And, I was telling my mom, I was like, do you realize that, like, this is probably the first, uh, you know, relationship that she's been in publicly, that, like, the dude is so proud of her and that she is his, and it's not, you know, let us hide away so that people don't see us. But anyways, um, that's enough about that. I am obviously a Swiftie, um, which I plan on at some point filming my 2023 planner just so I can flip through it. But yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head if there's any in my 2022, but I have several Taylor Swift spreads. But yeah, I hope you have a good day, a good week. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one. And I don't wave in this one, so I'm just gonna say